Joining us now, Rufus Yerxa, National Foreign Trade Council President, and Kim Forrest, Chief Investment Officer at Bokeh Capital Partners. We're also hearing just anecdotally about AFL-CIO. I know there were some meetings going on, and some people pointing out that might be the last thing that was really necessary to get this moving in earnest. Kim, can you tell us anything about whether that's true? Is Trumpka on board?
Well, I'm here in the old Center of Steel, but I don't have anything, any clarity to that. But it does seem reasonable that that might be something that's holding this up. I know that both aluminum and steel imports were something that the Trump administration wanted to make sure had the proper level coming through both Canada and Mexico.
Rufus, what do you think? Is there politics involved here, or will we get something near term on this eventually?
Oh, yeah, politics involved in a trade agreement being finalized for sure, but it looks like labor's probably the last hurdle. I mean, it seems to me that Bob Lighthizer has a pretty good deal with the House Democrats, and he's headed to Mexico City to finalize it with the Mexicans, who apparently are on board. So it's, you know, if you have something that Trump and Pelosi can agree to, I mean, I think labor's under a lot of pressure to go along. This is certainly a better deal from their point of view than the existing NAFTA.
Yeah, they're always there's always politics, but we're in such a hyper-partisan atmosphere right now that were you surprised when Speaker Pelosi said, yeah, I'm ready to do it because it's the right thing to do? Do you take her at her word, Rufus?
Yeah, I think that their calculation is that they want to demonstrate that they're able to move forward on other issues, even where it involves cooperating with Trump if they think it's the right thing to do. They're obviously concerned about whether labor would come out against it, but, you know, I think they've managed to get enough into this deal that is of interest to labor that it'll probably go through.
By what month, Kim?
Well, I think the end of this month looks really promising, and I think both sides need a win, and really they want to capture that voter, and pretty much all the voters work. So how can you be against the American worker? How?
Right. Do you think that it would we would see the effect on the labor statistics we report on the first Friday of every month? Would this be a positive? And how much more can we really get, Kim?
I think trade is really the incremental driver of the next bump up in everything, and that includes jobs as well as the market.
So China trade and the USMCA trade, you mean? Okay.
Absolutely. Well, those are our two biggest partners. I mean, we're focused on China for good reasons. But, you know, practically, we do a whole lot more trade with our neighbors to the north and the south. So, you know, getting that back on track, that could be an incremental boost. And I think both sides have their eyes on the prize, which is the presidency. And jobs, jobs, jobs has always been a focus, right? That's what presidential candidates love to talk about.
Rufus, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that this will give the Democrats a good argument that they've made the template for trade agreements much more friendly to labor concerns and to the environment. I think it gives President Trump obviously good argument that he got a major deal through. I think really the big issue now, though, is the China fight because, you know, in terms of the overall impact on the world economy, it's much, much bigger. Yeah, Mexico is important, but you know, China is the second largest economy in the world, and so this fight between the U.S. and China now becomes the focal point, really, of what happens to trade in the next year.